Hello, everyone. Today is Sunday, December 5th, 2021. We're here in the city of Brockton. I want to welcome everyone to the Brockton Resident Forum, where our purpose is to disseminate information that is an outcome of Brockton City Council meetings to the public. Today, we have the honor of having some additional guests on our show, and I'd like to take a moment to introduce them. Giselle, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Giselle Quinones, and I'm a resident of Brockton, and I have been part of a few organizations as a volunteer, and I'm here today also to get to know more of what's been going on in Brockton. And I have been also a previous runner for the school committee Ward 2, which I didn't get beyond the second point of getting in, but it does not mean that I will not continue doing what I do best with families and children in the city of Brockton.
Alrighty, so moving forward, I want to say thank you so much, Giselle, for joining the line. It looks like everyone else we have are regular contributors, so I want to say thank you so much for returning. So I'm going to begin by sharing my screen so we can discuss what is on the agenda for this week. So if everyone can see my screen, we're looking at the Brockton City events calendar for the month of December 2021. And we can see that today is Sunday, December 5th. And today we have a Black-owned holiday market taking place from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The Black-owned Brockton will partner with Westgate Mall to host a holiday market pop-up featuring a variety of local entrepreneurs showcasing curated art, apparel, beauty products, home goods, gifts, and more. Over 20 vendors will be present for a series of 5 weekends, including Black Friday and Christmas Eve. So that's happening at the Westgate Mall today. That's good to know. Thank you for those who recorded this on the events calendar, so we're aware of what's going on. Tomorrow, on Monday, December 6th, we have a Council on Aging meeting taking place from 10 a.m. to 5 to 6 p.m. On Zoom, there's a War Memorial Board trustee meeting. So it looks like anyone might be able to attend that meeting if they want to attend via Zoom. Also on Monday, we have the finance meeting taking place from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that I expect to be a big agenda. We'll take a look at that in more detail after we go through the other events taking place this week. On Tuesday, December 7th, there is a planning board meeting, and let's take a closer look. So the planning board meeting is from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. We will definitely take a look at that agenda. We can see that people can attend via Zoom, so that's important. Also on Tuesday, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., we have a school policy manual review subcommittee meeting taking place, and that is, let's take a closer look if that's an in-person event. Okay, so the Dr. William Arnold School Theater at 135 Belmont Street is where that meeting will be taking place. Okay. Other things happening on the 7th of December is there is a school committee meeting taking place from 7 to 8 p.m. And this is also taking place at 135. See here. This is also taking place at 135 Belmont Street. So school committee meeting, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the William Arnold Theater. Okay. And that can be watched on YouTube, and the link's here. And there's the school committee meeting agenda as well. On Wednesday, December 8th, there's an IT board meeting taking place. That is taking place from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Jamal, sorry, somebody didn't, I'm not sure who would be responsible for adding it, but there's also a Safe Streets community meeting at the Arnon School on Wednesday, the 8th at 6:30.
Oh, that's good to know. That's a Safe Streets
community meeting, yes.
Okay. Okay, that's great to know. So the IT board meeting that they have advertised here on Wednesday from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. That's in the guard room at City Hall, and looks like that's open for the public as well. And there's a meeting agenda included on the events calendar. Also, other activities that we have highlighted on our calendar, our city calendar, is that on Saturday, December 11th, there's another Black-owned Brockton Holiday Market activity taking place from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's good to know. And also on Saturday, December 11th, we have the Brockton Cultural Council meeting via Zoom taking place. And let's take a closer look. That's happening from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and people can attend that via Zoom. Okay. Interesting. Sure. So the next topic of interest that was raised was looking at the Finance Committee meeting. So as we take a closer look at this, so this is happening tomorrow, Monday, December 6th from 6. See here. The agenda says that this meeting starts at 7 o'clock. Let me just, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay. So we can see in total for the finance meeting, there's 9 items scheduled currently. There might be a late file, so we'll have to keep an eye out. We will only know about a late file on the day of the meeting. So first, we have a public hearing that's taking place. The first item is ordered: the common necessity and convenience of the inhabitants of the city of Brockton require the laying out of Roberta Avenue from the end of the 1966 layout, a distance of 502.1815 to Harlan Circle. And for that purpose, it is necessary to take an easement for highway purposes and layout as a public street on way of said city of Brockton, said easement passing by or overlands now or formerly of those persons shown on Exhibit A, attached hereto and made a part of this taking. Okay, sounds reasonable. Does anyone have anything they want to say about that? Okay, I'm going to move on to the second item here for the public hearing. Ordered that the common necessity and convenience of the inhabitants of the city of Brockton requiring the laying out of Harlan Terrace and Roberta Avenue easterly, a distance of 367.38 feet. And for that purpose, it is necessary to take an easement for highway purposes and lay out as a public street or way of said city of Brockton, said easement passing by over or overlands now or formerly of those persons shown on Exhibit A attached hereto and made a part of this taking. Does anyone have any comments or statements or questions about the public hearing taking place?
I'm not familiar with the area, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if there are residents who show up, who have an issue.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, agreed. That's something we'll monitor. All right, so then the public hearing is closed, and that moves us to item number 3, order that the common necessity and convenience of the inhabitants of the city of Brockton require the laying out and acceptance of Sheridan Street, extending from the end of the 1944 layout northerly, a distance of 1,355 feet, more or less, to Kathleen Road. And for the purpose, it is necessary to take an easement for highway purposes and laying out as a public street or way of said city of Brockton. Okay, so number 4, appointment of a person to the Conservation Commission for a 3-year ending in November 2024. Okay, fifthly, we have an appointment to the Conservation Commission. Okay, so that's 2 appointments. Thirdly is that we have a reappointment to the Diversity Commission for a 3-year term. Oh, this is interesting, ending in November 2024. The reason why that's interesting is that I wasn't aware that the Diversity Commission was active at all underneath the current mayoral administration. And I say that because I have not seen any output of their work. But I might be wrong. So I'm not an expert on this. I'm just a resident looking here at a publicly available document on what the agenda is. And I am surprised that we have an active diversity commission because we need one, but I just haven't seen the output of their work in the past 2 years. Is anyone else aware of the activities of the Diversity Commission for the past 2 years or currently?
I don't believe there to still be a diversity commission, is there?
I'm sorry, can you say that from the beginning, Bree?
I said, is there still in fact a diversity commission? Because I have not heard of any activity from them either.
Nope, I can't speak to anything I've heard about them. I mean, there are so many, honestly, when it comes to the city of Brockton and its various diversity. We're not lacking for diversity commissions or diversity committees or diversity studies. We're not hurting for any of that. So it gets a little muddled as to know which commission is which. So I'm not sure about this particular one. Which is this the mayor's or what is this?
Yeah, so the Diversity Commission is a commission that is mandated by the mayor, and the mayor appoints board members, and the I believe the Diversity Commission seeks to fulfill the mission statement of the city of Brockton as it pertains to diversity. And
well, look at the Jamal found the agenda, and if you can hear the air quotes in my voice.
So what we have here, so we got a document, Commission on Diversity. This is the agenda dated November 29th, and it's signed by Tony Branch. It reads, notice is hereby given the Commission on Diversity shall sit in session on Thursday, December 2nd. The meeting location is City Hall. Agenda items, old business, prior meeting minutes. You're looking at the annual report. Items as presented by the commissioner, new business, and adjourn. That was the agenda. Okay, so I think the very first observation we note here is that during the Sullivan administration, the Diversity Commission was not active at all until after November. It's uploaded November 2nd. So basically the day of election day, November 2nd, we have this upload that there's a meeting. So it looks like there was no Diversity Commission at all during the first Sullivan mayor administration, but now it looks like the day of the election, now the Diversity Commission starts back up. They had their first meeting agenda to welcome Renee Haywood, and then they had the second meeting. We don't know really what was covered. Another observation here is that I can see that we have agendas, but there are no meeting minutes. So one thing I will take ownership and action over is that I will send an email to the city clerk and ask him if he can upload the meeting minutes for these meetings as it pertains to the Diversity Commission. I'm going to pause. I see that Patrick has his hand held high and he's been patient. Thank you, Patrick.
Hi, sorry. Yeah. So my experience with the Diversity Commission is that it was created during the Bill Carpenter administration. And the original people who were on the committee were the ones who were lobbying for a diversity commission. But if you look at some of the minutes and watch some of the meetings, the members of the Diversity Commission, I don't think really understood what their role was. As a committee, as a commission, and as individuals, they all were bickering within themselves to figure out what to do. And I think that caused a lot of slowness in getting that off the ground. So whether or not it's an administration thing or not, it's really the people who are on that committee that need to be held accountable, not so much the mayor, unless the mayor wants to push more of a diversity committee. And also, I know Bree mentioned also questioned whether or not people get paid. Nobody on any committee or commission in Brockton gets paid unless you're elected to the city council or the school committee. So all the commissions and all these committees in Brockton, it's all volunteer work. No one gets paid unless you're an unpaid employee with the city of Brockton who happens to might also sit on the committee. But as far as I can tell, is the diversity committee is a good thing, but I think it didn't have any real solid direction on what their role was. And the individuals inside the committee were not understanding that either and couldn't come up with a consensus on what the direction of that committee should be. And I think that's what stalled a lot of that committee and why they did not have meetings regularly.
Okay, this is interesting. I was not aware that it was a responsibility of the board members of the Diversity Commission to set the meeting dates and to ensure they're on the events calendar. This is knowledge. So what we have here is we're on the city website and we can see the this This page we're looking at is titled Boards and Commissions, and we can see that one of the commissions here is the Commission on Diversity. And what it reads is that the Brockton Commission on Diversity goals and functions are to act as a central focus in the city and community, advocating and advising on diversity issues, providing information, referral, guidance, and coordinating to public agencies, private persons, organizations, and institutions engaged in activities and programs intended to deal with issues affecting diversity, such as, but not limited to, prejudice and discrimination against all people because of their race, language, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, social, economic class, religion, marital status, military status, or age. And then lastly, it says the commissioner's appointment by the mayor and confirmed by the city council support a welcoming environment by encouraging cooperation, tolerance, and respect among and by all persons who engage in both municipal and private business with city departments or agencies and private enterprises by advancing, promoting, and advocating for civil rights of all constituents through advocacy, awareness, education, and outreach. And then we've got our board members right here. What I want to highlight for all the viewers at home who are watching this program, one thing that is a resource here on the city website regarding diversity is resources in the event that have you been discriminated against in housing, disability, sexual orientation, religion, or employment, contact the Massachusetts Commission Against Discrimination, and then a link is provided to file a complaint. And the second resource for residents is you may also file a charge of employment discrimination with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and then they provide the link here. So for the benefit of everyone at home, it looks like there are resources here in case you want to follow up and learn more about what your rights are and as it pertains to, and what resources exist for those who feel that they may have been discriminated against in these capacities. But I'll pause and just acknowledge what Bree and Liz are observing is the fact that the commission really has not been meeting or generating meeting minutes at all for the past 2 years. So my action point is I'm going to send an email to Tim Cruz, our city clerk, and just ask him if he can upload the meeting minutes that are missing, and just to confirm they're complete. I will definitely want to attend the next diversity commission to just learn more about it. So
one question that I would have is that I'm not too sure, and was the diversity commission or committee originally created through city ordinance, or was it just something created through Bill Carpenter's administration? And I'm not too sure. If it was created through city ordinance, then there's a whole governmental process here for that committee to follow.
To Patrick's point, I believe that is why it sounds like they struggled for some time to figure out what their roles were. If it wasn't, created through an ordinance, there's not going to be a directive of how they're supposed to operate.
Well, there's plenty of other committees that have been created through ordinance that don't know how to operate either. So I don't know if that avenue definitely creates that proper understanding what to do. I mean, there's video of the diversity committee meeting, and I would suggest you guys take a look at some of them and see. You can see the lack of coercion and the bickering that went on, because I think all the members in that committee wanted to direct it in different directions, and so that's what I get out of it.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing and for discussing this topic. We'll definitely all do more homework as it pertains to this, but it was a very good conversation to have, because it's the first time in 2 years that we've seen the topic of diversity commission come up on the city council meeting agenda. So, okay, I'm going to move forward to topic number 7 here. There's a petition requesting an adult use retail marijuana license located on Crescent Street in Brockton, Massachusetts. That petitioner will be represented by their lawyer, and hopefully they'll be present for the hearing or for the city council finance meeting. I'll pause. Does anyone have any topics they'd like to discuss around this item number 7, the petition for adult use retail marijuana license?
Are there still licenses available? It was my understanding that there were no more available, especially since Commonwealth CCC is now started utilizing. They started utilizing their license and opened up for recreational use. I don't think there are any more licenses available, but somebody please chime in and correct me.
Yeah,
there.
sure. So
I thought the same thing, Bree. They keep, it's never been clear. They keep going back and forth. Yes, there's some, no, they're never very clear.
So overall, in the city of Brockton, in the great city of Brockton, there's a total of 14 retail marijuana dispensary license opportunities. Of those 14, I believe 12 of the 14 have been allocated out to people who are petitioners, who they got approved. And so of those 12, they now have the option to open their retail marijuana dispensary business in Brockton. Now, there's still 2 opportunities left. And those 2 are they exist, and those 2 opportunities are expected to be taken up by there was a total of 14 businesses that received community host agreements from mayors in Brockton. And of those 14, 12 of them currently have active operating licenses. So the remaining 2 have yet to complete their petition or their application so that they can acquire the license. And so I expect that this applicant here is one of those 14 that they got the host agreement, but they just haven't completed the licensing process, which would be approved and completed when after the city council would vote on their application. So we're going to move forward. We're going to move forward through the agenda because I'm conscious, we only have a limited amount of time together. So, all right, item number 8. Ordered that the Brockton City Council adopts a new precinct lines based upon the official U.S. 2020 Census block level data. These boundaries will take effect on December 31st, 2021. Attached maps and legal boundary descriptions are prepared by the Massachusetts Secretary of State's office. And is it included? It's not included. Okay, so we need to get this. I'm going to pause. Did you guys understand this item number 8? We're going to adopt new precinct lines.
Yeah, that was a result of the census. They did announce that they were going to be doing that. There's going to be some redistricting going on. Also, I believe that it's going to change the state reps district as well too.
So the precinct lines, I think it would be interesting during this discussion during the city council if they could advise the rationale for changing the precinct lines. Like, what is, I understand there's a change in the census data, but what is it about the change in the census data that would prompt or trigger the need to change the precinct lines? And when we do change the precinct line, what goal are we trying to achieve, or what policy document are we trying to adhere to when we do change that precinct line?
Yeah, it says there that the attached maps and legal boundary descriptions. Is there a map somewhere that we can look at?
There's no reference materials at all. I mean, it's
No, we'll have to do the same thing, Jamal, is request the information. Mark, I wanted to request some information from the last finance committee meeting, and I just wrote to Tim Cruz with the specific agenda item number and asked for the information. So we can probably do the same thing here.
All right, good. Thank you, Michelle.
Item number 9, resolved to invite Emmanuel Gomes, chief of the Brockton Police Department, to appear before the Finance Committee to discuss the use by Brockton Police Department of the noise ordinance. Revised ordinances of the city of Brockton is section 14-50 noise control, passed in February of 2021, including without limitation number of noise complaint calls received with dates and hours of the day, the names of the responding officers, and the disposition, including number of matters resulting in violation notices issued and or referred for court action. With this requested information provided to council members prior to the meeting at which the matter is heard. So this is all about the noise ordinance. Does anyone have ideas on this?
I would just like to know why that's taking place within a private section of the meeting, why that's not open for public to join in, especially those who have called for help with noise and have received little or no response from the city, or those who have, and that, you know, what was done and what was not done.
So you feel this section should be part of the public hearing of the meeting?
Yes, yes. It seems like it's a big enough problem in the city that it should be a meeting in and of all of itself.
So I'm sorry, I missed that. They're saying that's going to be an executive session?
No, it's not an executive session. It's in the finance meeting, so everyone can hear it. But the problem is no one in the public can speak to this during the finance meeting unless it's in the public hearing section of the meeting.
Right, because it's not a public hearing. They're just getting information from the chief about what's been going on. That's why. So they're not having a public hearing.
So
about the
it's
issue.
a resolve for specific city councilors. So whichever ones have the interest to speak up, it's an opportunity for the councilors to ask the chief questions about the noise ordinance, the implementation of the ordinance. Has the technology been purchased that will be used to evidence if there is a breach in the noise ordinance?
Saying at this finance committee meeting, it seems like the counselors are just doing their due diligence and wanting to get some information from the chief of police in a public forum to say, are you guys doing stuff?
So at this point in time, we went over the city council meeting agenda or topics that are scheduled for this week. At this point in time, I want to pause and let's self-reflect on the last week's outcome of city council meetings and as well as follow-ups. So this is an opportunity for that. So what I want to start with, as an outcome of our last meeting, there were some action points, one of which is we had observed on this call that there were no city council meeting minutes that had been published in for months. I think April was the last time there was a published city council ordinance meeting. So I followed up. I sent an email to our city clerk and asked them if he could make them available. He made it immediately available. He apologized that they weren't published online. That's now updated. Another follow-up from our last meeting was we were concerned about ensuring that residents in the Brockton Housing Authority, especially residents that are senior citizens or disabled, have access to adequate heat. So I did reach out to the Brockton Housing Authority and made them aware of the concern and the issue that we had. They responded back to me and provided me with contact info. If any resident wants to follow up directly with the Brockton Housing Authority because they don't have adequate heat or there's any other kind of maintenance need, that is the appropriate authority to go to. So let me go ahead and give everyone the phone number right now. For anyone who lives in the Brockton Housing Authority, and if you feel you do not have sufficient heat in your building, in your unit, in your apartment, you are recommended to call the following phone number of the Brockton Housing Authority: 508-588-6880. Once again, that number is 508-588-6880. And that is the number that a resident of the Brockton Housing Authority can call to advise that you do not have sufficient heat in your unit. Once you make that call, you want to make sure you get a work order number, and that order number will be tracked and monitored until resolution of your issue. If you feel that you are not getting the progress that you're looking for when escalating items to the Brockton Housing Authority, you're welcome to reach out to the resident forum, and we will also help follow up on any issue that you might have regarding ensuring you have adequate heat today and this winter. So 508-588-6880. So that was the follow. So our follows from last week was making sure that senior citizens that live in the Brockton Residential Housing Authority have adequate access to heat. So seniors as well as the disabled. And that was the follow-up. I'm going to pause and get other people's opinions about any follow-ups from last week or follow-ups that we need to make for this week.
I too received a call from Brockton Housing, and they had only received a few heat-related phone calls, and those were addressed immediately. I can say that from past personal experience, having a family member in one of those units, one similar to the one that we were discussing last time, having heat definitely wasn't a problem, because I swear I would want to pass out in there. It would be so warm. So, you know, I guess we just have to wait and see. I think folks were a little sensitive, especially since we had the power outage and so many of our seniors were in trouble. I think folks are really, really, just really sensitive right now.
Thank you, Michelle. So this is also an opportunity to open up for hot topics. If there's any new topics we'd like to discuss, I appreciate Christmas is right around the corner. So I want to open the forum up for any announcements or information regarding that.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Again, this is Rizal. So I have a donation drive happening for the next 2 weeks. And approximately I have maybe over 200 families with kids that are going to be, needing new items, which as Liz mentioned earlier. However, this is going to be 2 programs, 2 organizations, Fire Winds of Hope, Ash Street Park, along with the Brockton Public Library, and maybe another organization that will be partnering with us. And we're all just kind of getting together. But the main point of it is that I am here to request on your end, your help, your support to help donate new clothes, new shoes, toys, board games, even gift cards to our program. We will be having a drive-through December 18th at Vicente's land property on Pleasant Street. All those who support, sponsor, are all welcome to join me on that day to give out and see what I do in the city of Brockton, not only as a mother, as a parent, but as a resident of Brockton, along with everyone else. I hope that you all can, support us, donate to a great cause. I know there are many causes out there doing the same thing, but I see that what we do is also for children, kids ages 0 to 15 that have special education challenges. And I am 110% for those children, because they are children that need more embracing and more love. I have my own children with autism, and this is one big step for all of you in this forum here to spread the word to many others out there. If you want me to send you a flyer, an email, please don't hesitate to text me at 774-778-3490. I'm also on the Facebook page, Grizel Quinones. You can go on Tito Quinones's page. It's been posted out there. I'm just gonna, this is my flyer. It has QR codes. If you don't want to directly come to me, you can do it directly to these QR codes there. But if you can send me a quick text at that number, I'd be more than happy to send you the flyer. And let's get together and work for these children in our community of Brockton. Thank you again. Have a great day and happy holidays.
Thank you, Grizel. So this is Bree Nichols speaking. I would love to have my team connect with you, as we do have an abundance of clothing that we can donate to your organization. I believe this is how we together conquer adversity in Brockton. Also, we will be doing on the same day a holiday gift giveaway, which will be a delivery process for youth 18 and under. If anyone needs that, there is a criteria, as we are a nonprofit and do require demographic information. We have a jot form, which I've dropped in the chat here, and I'm happy to share with anyone else, as well as it will be going up actively on our website as of tomorrow. So if anyone is in need of toys ages 18 and under, we're happy to deliver those directly to your home, as that is our specialty service, is door-to-door service. So again, if anyone has any questions, you can find me personally at 781-786-8300 or at resilientrosesrespite.org, as well as you can also request the direct link to the JOT form, and we'll send that right over to you to get set up. But again, Grizel, I would love to be able to donate some of our items to your organization as well.
I appreciate it very much, Bree. And as for everyone else, I thank you very much. Thank you again to each and every one of you. And I hope to see you all there. And it will be a holiday drive-through on December 18th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. at 160 Pleasant Street on the land property of Tropical Vicentes. So come and join us if you're able to. There will be pictures with Santa's, elves, reindeer, and there will be a lot of inflatables and decorations to enjoy. Thank you again and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Grizel. Thank you.
Thank you, Grizel.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Does anyone have any other topics they'd like to raise before we close out the call today? Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone. I hope you all have a great week ahead. We're in the month of December now, so I can imagine there's a lot of coordination around, family events and time off. And, I just want to wish you all the best of luck, and I just hope you have a productive week. So have a good one. Thank you for attending the call, and may God bless Brockton.
Good week, everyone.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamal.